Welcome to the February meeting of the Hiram City Council. In the audience this evening, we have the Honorable Sandy Caker, Post 2 Commissioner from Paulding County. And we have Robert Endicott here to do our invocation and pledge. Robert?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. God, we just thank you for the beautiful day that you've given to us. And as I was asked to open this up in prayer, I couldn't help but reflect that 30 years ago you moved me here to Paulding County and set up residence here in Hiram, and I've always enjoyed being out here. And while we're gathered here today, Father, to make decisions and things that we need to have accomplished, I pray, Father, that you would be in it. You said in your word that those that will humble themselves and pray will heal their land. And God, there's decisions that need to be made all across this country, Father, to help us to get on the right track. As the signs that we see all around us are pointing to your return for those of us that believe, we just can't help but wonder when it'll be. But right now, God, we're appointed for this time and this hour to gather here, to make decisions, and that hopefully that these decisions will be honoring and pleasing to you. And we thank you for all that you do and all that you're going to do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Deputy Chief.
Sir. First of all, Chief Turner sends his regards. He is unable to be with us. He's a little under the weather tonight. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the mayor and council for giving us a moment of their time tonight and acknowledging the police department for an accomplishment that few agencies in the state of Georgia achieve. Tonight we are presenting the State of Georgia certification plaque for the City of Hiram Police Department. This was no easy task. Over the last year, newly appointed certification manager Savannah Carter and other staff members worked days, nights, weekends to achieve this goal. This was achieved by developing policy within the guidelines established by the Georgia Association of Chiefs of Police certification program and showing proof that our department is following these policies. There are 129 standards that make up the certification program, and each standard can have up to 10 proofs that we have to show we're in compliance with. So it's a very complex process, if I can say that. There are many benefits to the state certification program. These benefits include showing that the certified agency operates using the best practices to conduct progressive law enforcement services, greater operational administrative effectiveness, better understanding of policy and procedures through enhanced training and responsibility, a sense of accomplishment which increases public confidence and governmental support for the agency, and a potential risk reduction for less exposure to liability. While navigating this difficult course, the City of Hiram enlisted the help of two experts in the state certification field. Those experts were Captain Karen Sanders of the LaGrange Police Department and Andrea Boyles of the Smyrna Police Department. We want to send them a special thank you for working with us to achieve this certification. All in all, it took a group effort that could not have been achieved without the dedication of the entire police department. Savannah, would you come up with me, please? Come on, Savannah.
Come on,
Savannah's very
Savannah.
shy. We're breaking her in. She's going to hate me for the rest of the week.
The rest of us do too.
Front and center, my good lady. The first plaque I have in my hand is for a special someone. Savannah, on behalf of Ed Desmore of the GACP, I present you with this certification of appreciation for your dedicated work on this certification process. Without your hard work and bossing us around a little bit, none of this would have been possible.
I'm glad somebody can boss me
She
around.
puts it in a nice way. She's bossy, but in a nice way. Is anyone doing pictures tonight? Wilson? Somebody? Okay. We have 2 plaques, by the way.
You gonna wait till them all at the same time?
Yeah, I just got like 3 sentences. We'll do the second one.
Okay, you're gonna pick it out?
Yes, we can do these pictures now.
We're coming in. Oh, the class is coming on.
See it on my phone, okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have y'all shift just a little bit, so, and then stay back, yeah. Just so I can, listen to me, perfect, don't move,
Yes, ma'am.
perfect.
Savannah Junior. Savannah Junior. Thank you, Savannah.
Stay up here, Savannah.
Poor girl.
Next, I would like to present the State of Georgia Law Enforcement Certification Plaque. This was a success due to the dedication of the entire police department, the support from the city council and the city manager. So without you guys, we wouldn't have been able to achieve this. Thank you very much.
Let me get back up.
One more time.
We should have just go stand.
One more. I know you guys should just 3 sentences.
Pull back in.
We got 2 big guys on the side.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wilson, just a smidge. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, perfect, thank you.
She did counseling.
Thank you, guys.
Bella, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know they spent a lot of time working on it. I came in a couple times on a weekend, and I actually caught them working. Caught them working.
Nice.
May I have a motion on item number 2?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from January the 2nd, 2024 regular session and January the 30th, 2024 work session.
I'll second. All in favor? Opposed? I have a motion on item number 3.
I make
May-
a motion.
Mayor, I was going to ask a question on the consent agenda. On B, New Year's Eve event, December 31st / January 1st.
It rolls over from midnight.
It's at midnight, so we'll actually be there.
Oh, okay,
Okay, 2
because I
days.
thought it was going to be a rain out date, and I'm going.
No, but let's do it that way because we're officially there at midnight, so the event's not over till the next morning.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
Okay,
So I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
all in favor? Opposed? New business. Discuss asbestos removal of the 186 Oak Street building. Leo?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As you're aware, quite a few months ago, we decided to tear down the 186 Oak Street building. In order to do so, we had to have it tested for asbestos and lead, came back positive for asbestos. And in order to get a demo permit, this has to be done, has to be mitigated. And with the 3 quotes we got, advanced clean solution, restoration is the lowest one.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is there such a big difference between 56,000 down to 14?
I couldn't tell you.
Because if they're going to basically, the larger one had itemized with what was going to be done, but the 14 didn't.
I'm not sure. I really don't know why he was, the highest one was so high. The 2 lowest ones were right there with each other. I really have no idea.
What we found in the past, Doris, when somebody comes in with a really high they really didn't want the job, but they're just throwing a bid in there.
No, because I was reading it and everything that they were going to do, but the other two didn't give an itemized, and I was just wondering. Okay. That was my question.
Any other questions? Thanks, Leo. May I have a motion on item number 5?
I'll make a motion to approve an agreement with Advanced Cleaning and Restoration to provide mitigation services for asbestos removal from the 186 Oast Street building in the amount not to exceed $14,850.00 to be funded by recreational SPOS.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. May I have a motion on item number 6?
I make a motion, I make a motion to authorize the mayor of city or city manager to enter into an agreement to finance the purchase and upfitting of 2 2023 Ford Explorers for the police department with the purchase price of $42,344 each and upfitting costs to $19,750.15 each. Financing to be provided by Ford Credit Municipal Finance for 2 vehicles at $124,733.30, which includes an underwriting fee of $545 for 3 years at an 8.94% interest with an annual payment of $45,184.32 to be funded by police SPOS.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. I have a motion on item number 7.
Could we add an addendum to that? Just to be clear, the 2 items that we've just discussed, this number 6 and then this current item, is the reason you got multiple packets during the course of this week, because things kept changing where we finally were able to secure 2 Ford Explorers that meet our current fleet standards, right?
Yes.
I'm talking to DC here. And the second one, number 7, is from the original attempt that we were going to get 2 pickup trucks to add to the police fleet. We did away with that, but because we were down 1 vehicle with Public Works, this gave us the opportunity to purchase a vehicle for Public Works, being a pickup truck, F-150, which meets the standards of what our current fleet has. And the only addition that we need to talk about at this point would be the actual outfitting of lights on the vehicle, which were not included originally. I thought I was gonna have to come back for that, but the DC was able to get a quote for it.
So this one's going to Public Works.
Yes.
Number 7.
Right,
Number 7.
right. It's going to Public Works. It's replacing one that is no longer in commission. Did we receive any subsidy from insurance on that one?
Not at this time. That case is still pending review.
Okay,
But we anticipate that once it is, then we will be able to salvage the F-150 and either sell it at auction or through another disposal service or as a trade-in, and we will get value out of that
Okay.
vehicle at that time.
all right, thank you.
So the additional cost on the F-150 for upfitting, that would include all the yellow and amber and white lights, the controller head and all that stuff that they would need to properly be safe if they have to sit out on the road or next to the road. That upfit cost is $6,242.50, which would bring the grand total for that vehicle purchase price to $55,037.50.
55 what?
$55,037.50. So that would be the amended amount.
Okay.
May I have a motion on item number 7?
I'll make a motion to authorize the purchase of a 2023 Ford F-150 for Public Works from the Hardy Family Ford in the amount of $48,795.00 to be funded by Streets Plus. Do we need to change the total to 55?
And does it do the upcharge of $6,242.50?
Which would bring the total to $55,037.50.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? I have a motion on item number 8.
I still think we need to talk a little bit about it.
You want to table this to the next work
No.
session?
No,
No? Okay, well,
We discussed it.
speak up. Talk.
So,
on the listing, that came in our packet, it still had Columbus Day and Veterans Day. And I know some of the other council are in agreement about those 2 days not being on there. Ms. Stansel gave me some information. We have 47 employees and only 7 are veterans. And yes, some people are married to people that are veterans. But that's just my opinion. Somebody else can take it from there.
we've had a discussion, so still in agreement with what we discussed last Tuesday, that we're not gonna have Veterans Day or Columbus Day, just the rest of the holidays that we name.
Okay.
I did ask if we could revisit Veterans Day. I just thought it was important to, you know, show our support for the veterans, for the employees that we do have that are veterans, their family members. I know other communities, multiple communities do offer Veterans Day.
We do honor them even before, but 2 years ago, we took all the veterans and their spouses to dinner. Any council member that went paid for their own dinner. Last year, Melissa and myself and Ms. Villiah took the veterans to a restaurant for lunch, and the ones that could not come because of a major water break, we ended up giving them gift certificates.
That's a great point. I just thought about this. What if we reconsider providing that holiday for them? Because if we look at what we did approve, those were already approved holidays, Good Friday, Juneteenth, and our city manager works well with our city. I mean, he provides the day off, it's now on paper. So in essence, we did not add anything on there, and maybe if we withdraw the employee appreciation and consider what Ms. Carroll is saying. We do have
We did it.
family members who are married, they have spouses, mothers of veterans. We just spent close to, $150,000 on a Veterans Memorial.
That's what
I mean, if
Yeah.
we are so, if we are going to honor them with that memorial, why not honor them with a day off? Considering that we did not add any new.
We did add.
We actually, what did we add?
The day before Christmas Eve.
Oh, I thought that's what you normally have.
No.
But not on
The thing that
paper.
We normally close early. All we were doing was getting the official 12:30 closure, considered an official city closure at 12:30 instead of waiting till the morning of or the day before. So it would be acknowledged, and the only exception to that rule was gonna be this year for 2024 because of it being a Monday, just going ahead and considering it a holiday. So anyone working like the police shift would actually be paid holiday pay. Where when it's an official city closure, it's just an official city closure, they don't get a differential.
And you added New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve was up to y'all as far as half a day or the full day because of the event. So the only 3 actual added days were New Year's Eve, Veterans Day, and then the Columbus Day if you chose to do any of those. But the clarification was just on the day before Thanksgiving and the day before Christmas.
Okay, so New Year's events that we have, I think we're adopting it, and it's gonna be an annual thing. Our employees have to get here 7 o'clock in the morning, they work a full day, and those who return are working this shift, a shift so we can have this event for our community. We voted, I think we were in agreement to a half a day. Our city manager came up with a creative way to compensate those employees. So could we not maybe revisit, take the half day away, and the employees who work that event get compensated at that creative way that we discussed, and put Veterans Day on there? I'm a daughter of a veteran.
I just put options
It's
out there
important.
for y'all to discuss and decide on, however you want to proceed as far as New Year's Eve, that's fine. It's just, we've not had a situation where we've had an event until this year, and we were lucky this year that it fell on a Sunday evening. But going into this next year, it's gonna actually be on a Tuesday night, which means that Wednesday is an automatic holiday because of New Year's Day. But we need to know how to proceed as far as offices closure and everything like that for that New Year's Eve event. So that's why I put it out there as a possible half-a-day holiday, full day, whatever y'all decide to do. If we're open the whole day, one of the factors regarding that is, just like with the Christmas tree lighting, it's easier when we close our parking lot down earlier, but if we move the New Year's Eve event to Gray's Mill, that has simplified the setup process because we won't be doing anything down here. So it won't actually affect business hours as much, except for those employees that have to still work a full day and do the event after we close, getting ready for it, staying till midnight, then cleaning up and working into the next day, which is a holiday. Because this past year, I believe, Leo, y'all were here till what, 2
Yes, ma'am.
o'clock, still cleaning up and putting things away.
So what if we went with the creative idea of compensating those employees that do put on, that are putting in the work, that are working that shifts, keep it a full day New Year's Eve, compensate those who are working, so we'll still be open for business, but give a full Veterans Day. Many of our, I think there's a list that I had about 30 cities. I know there's over 500, but many cities have adopted it. These are men and women that sacrificed their lives, and we showed our support with the Veterans Memorial with no cap to the budget.
Out of 56 local municipalities in the Atlanta area, out of 56, 44 of them honor Veterans Day.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Out of 56 that were polled, 44 have Veterans Day. 3 have New Year's Eve as a holiday.
All right, so let's do Veterans Day, no Columbus Day, and just do Veterans Day. Let's make this simple.
If I might also suggest to just try to keep it simple as well, that on days such, and I appreciate the efficiency that Kathy is trying to work into the schedule, but if it's causing confusion on how to balance the calendar, that on the day, when we know what New Year's is gonna do what it's doing this year, I can approach you individually at that time and say, look, this is what we're attempting to do. We wanna be able to close the office so that all hands can work on trying to get ready for the event and then compensate those people with time that they can utilize for their families later. And that, because they are gonna work into New Year's Day as a holiday, that time should be either compensated or paid for, is what I think Kathy is trying
Yeah,
to say.
basically, my goal was just to make you aware of how the different holidays fall, and New Year's was because it fell with an event. That's the only holiday, because of New Year's Day, that we're actually hosting an event now, because it does carry into the next day. So I just wanted to present that as part of, a thing that we need to look at, maybe not right now, but on this case-to-case basis.
And if New Year's Eve event is going to become a recurring event for the city, and it shifts on the calendar as it does, with each occurrence, we can come back and individually determine how to deal with that day for each year. At least to begin with, let's see how it works. And just keep this simple as to whether or not Veterans Day is going to be a day off, or you're going to, whatever else you're gonna do with the actual holidays.
Yeah, I thought we had this discussion on the work session about what days we were gonna do. I thought it was cleared up, yeah, so I'm not with adding Veterans Day. It's not a national holiday. It's a federal holiday, that's why the banks and the post office is closed, but it's not a national holiday. And I get it. But it's just as far as the city taking care of city business, and we will get some kickback, or some of us will get some kickback by giving them, treating our employees so well. And and I'm not saying we shouldn't or that we don't, but I just don't think we need to add another day that's not a national holiday. Only national holidays is with, most cities observe. Yeah, and it's a few of them that's passed resolution to observe Veterans Day. It is, but it's not a national holiday. My thing was, when we were doing the calendar, was make sure we had all the national holidays. Good Friday, Juneteenth, the national holiday. Columbus Day, Veterans Day, we could start saying President Day, Flag Day. It's the federal government off on those days. Local government are not. So, just, sooner or later they're gonna say, let's do President Day. What's gonna be the
There
kickback
is
on
no
that?
more President's Day. We had to give up President's Day. They swapped them for Martin Luther King.
No, it's federal.
All right, are we gonna come to a resolution on this, or are we gonna sit here and keep talking?
But I just want to make one
I'm
point,
through with
Mr.
it.
Battle.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are not providing the New Year's Day, the half day. Plus, we can scale back on the Veterans Appreciation Day, and that could go back into the budget.
Why
And
would
just,
you wanna scale back on that? I thought you enjoyed doing that.
I do.
Well, why you
However,
wanna scale
if they
back?
have a full day off, then I think that's like a double, instead of doing a lunch or a dinner, and sometimes their spouses can't join. I know it's a veterans, but if we scale back
It's 7 employees.
and they're mothers of
If
veterans.
we can't come to a resolution right now, let's table this for the next work session.
Well, I'm ready
I
to
think,
vote on it.
you're right, let's just vote on
Let's
it.
go ahead and vote on it.
You ready to vote on it?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so-
Okay.
I'm not making a motion. No, I don't.
I'd like to make a motion to add Veterans Day to the employee calendar.
You didn't remove anything? You keep it?
So-
Sorry.
let's-
Do I have a second? She made a motion to add Veterans Day. Do I have a second?
I second. I'm sorry.
All in favor? Opposed? 3-2.
Mayor, I have a question on something.
Okay.
The sanitation truck. I thought it was a time-sensitive thing. Why is it not on our
It's
agenda?
on the consent.
Huh?
It was on the consent.
It's on the consent agenda.
I know, I saw something.
It's on the
I'm
consent
out of
agenda.
order. Excuse me. I'm going, I have all my
I
paperwork.
got too much paperwork over there.
You know, I texted him, it approved, so.
But
Mr. Mayor, before we leave the holiday schedule, so what's been approved is Veterans Day.
Is the only addition.
There's nothing else has been approved.
we
Alright,
better
so-
have Juneteenth.
So I will assume that there is some consensus that the council wants to approve all holidays from last year plus Juneteenth, plus the half-day Christmas Eve afternoon, plus the half-day Thanksgiving Eve that afternoon. That's what the council had reached a consensus on at the work session. But as it stands right now, the only holiday that's been approved is Veterans Day.
So,
You have to redo your motion.
No, the motion can stand, you just
We have to
entertain
have
another
another
motion to add all last year's holidays and whatever y'all want.
I'll make a motion that we approve the holiday schedule changes as discussed in the work session, including amending the employee handbook to reflect those changes.
All right? And just to clarify on that motion, you're intending that Juneteenth be a holiday plus the
Plus-
2 half-days that we mentioned.
Plus 2 half-days, yes.
plus two,
Sorry.
plus 2 half-days.
Just a second.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Well,
Well, that way, yes.
Yeah, that way, but
Opposed? Motion passes. May I have a motion on item number 9?
It's going back to the way it was in 2019 by post.
so we don't have to have a resolution to make this happen by post. All we gotta do is vote. Am I correct, city attorney? We don't
That's
have-
correct.
So, yeah, we got rid of that resolution for a reason. And I'm not, next year, post 3, if this is time, we just say we make a motion for post 3 to be whoever. I don't think, that's just me. I'm not in agreement for a resolution, y'all.
Well,
We
in
got rid
that
of it for a
case-
reason.
Okay, so in
Well, the
that case,
reason that I think she did the resolution is because it the reason it was changed because in the beginning, in 2019, they appointed it. Then you guys did it by post, but then it went back by another resolution back to how it read in the charter. So that's why I think she did this, because it goes by post.
We need a resolution for that.
I'm not the city clerk.
I got you. I just not,
I make a motion that we adopt the method of appointment for the mayor pro tem on a rotating basis of the post.
There you go.
A second.
If I could have one, is that resolution 2024-03 that you're referring to?
Well, I
Yes,
think-
it is. Right here.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
That's what it does.
That's what
So
the
when you adopt the
resolution
resolution, you don't have to say by post, as the resolution is saying.
Oh, I
So-
know you didn't want to do the resolution. so
We
I
don't
thought
have to do a
just-
resolution
That's
because
why I said it without the resolution.
we don't have to do anything, then, correct?
You don't have to do, so the mayor pro tem is determined by the charter. This body has no authority to change the charter in that regard. Any resolution that you pass about how mayor pro tem should rotate by sequence or by seniority, that's not binding on this council because the charter controls. You're free to pass a resolution. You just need to know it's not binding on what the council does. You could pass the resolution today and come the first, it's post 3 is the mayor pro tem right now. Come January of 2025, you could vote to make post 1 the mayor pro tem, regardless of your resolution. And that's because your charter controls the situation. You can do a resolution, that's up to y'all. Even if you pass one, you're not bound by it because your charter controls it.
I understand your
What's the point of
question
the
now.
resolution then?
So since it cannot be, since it's not an official adoption of the method, so there's no need for the resolution because it can be changed or overridden by the new council or the body in the following year.
Absolutely. I mean, it just documents the desire. Let's say you pass this resolution tonight, and let's say it passes 3-2 or 4-1 or 5-0. All it does is reflect the intention and the desires of the council this evening. How you vote on the first meeting in January still remains up to y'all, free to choose whoever you want.
So the motion was made, and second, so we vote now?
Yes, we were clarifying that your motion was for resolution 2024-03 and it indicated that it was.
Here we go.
Is that your motion, 2024-03?
Yes.
Okay.
Who made the motion?
I think the motion was by Ms. Bayadell, and I believe there was a second by Ms. Carroll.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? 4-1. Thank you. May I have a motion on item number 10?
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-01, approving an increase of the city manager's spending limit from $5,000 to $25,000.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, 3-2, it passes. May I have a motion on item number 11? It was the
Purchase the
discussion,
tickets. I must make sure.
individual tickets or a table.
So the
You
last,
have to go first, yeah. Have to-
so I think at the last work session, we was gonna ask the city employees, if any other city employees want to go?
There, it's in your packet.
So,
I've spoken to several employees that have expressed a desire to attend.
There's two.
There's 2.
Okay, and so my question that I've asked multiple times via email, via text, are we, since there are 4 of us, Tiffany and I, and our spouses will be joining, so that's 4. My question to the governing body, the multiple texts, was just a question. Are employees entitled to bring a spouse as they have in the past? That was not ever.
It depends if we purchase a table.
Okay, so.
But if we don't have enough people to fill the table, it doesn't make any sense to purchase a table.
So now that we know that we have enough people to fill the table, then it makes sense to vote on
So we have
purchasing the
enough
table?
people?
We do.
okay.
All right, then make a motion.
Yeah, make a motion.
Okay, I just didn't know which one. to
I didn't know
do.
how many, that's why
That's
I asked
what-
how many employees decide to go, but if there's enough to fill up the table, then let's get a table.
I make a motion to purchase the table to the Paulton Chamber Gala.
I second.
All in favor? Passes.
Well, you didn't say opposed. I
Opposed?
oppose.
You're opposed. Okay. Thought your hand was up there, Doris.
Yep.
Okay, any visitor business? Okay. February 26th will be the next work session at 6 PM, and it is on a Monday evening.
Bob? Bob, what's that? Tiffany's involved in that too. Yeah, we have to be in training in Athens, starting on Tuesday. We're
Tuesday
traveling
morning.
on Tuesday, so we'll move it to Monday. Thank y'all.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd have to crank Zoom back up.
For the record, our city clerk just blamed you. She didn't mention that
That's
Ms.
because I
Carroll
don't
was
go
the
to
cause
the
of the
end of
problem.
March.
Oh, you're going to March? Well, my apologies. I thought you were going in.
No, that's all you, Bob.
Well, it's all me.
It happens a lot.
Any other staff comments? Leo, Deputy Chief?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can I have a motion on item number 12?
I just need to know, Jody, anything from boundaries of the city limits? Have they
We're
said-
still working on it.
They still haven't said that? I'm
Good.
gonna take a day off.
Okay. I wish you would.
It ain't gonna be good.
I did
Hey,
send the communications and I've not had a response yet.
Okay. And as far as with Barnwell Street property and the others,
I'm
and the
sorry.
other,
Oh,
yeah.
Chief, and we've had discussions too with the city attorney. We're currently working out what we would need to do to move that forward. Barnwell Street is simply getting a quote for mitigation. The other one is a little more complicated, so we're working
Okay.
on that process.
Hey, might have an update every week, or every time we have a meeting.
Okay.
I'm getting tired of getting beat up by everybody. Can't even go to church without getting beat up. So
And they're not praying
you know,
for you.
you know what? I'm gonna tell them the reason I didn't show up Sunday because I didn't have a good answer. I'm city manager, so I couldn't face them, Jody. So I'm gonna have them call your office. I'm just kidding. I appreciate it, man. I know it's a tough situation, but I appreciate it.
I have
Local
an event to
governments do attempt to try to handle things in a kind and
Yeah, absolutely. We always
soft
have
manner,
done that
but
way. So,
sometimes
yeah.
their approach is weak.
Yeah,
Or left.
sometimes the good old deacon just don't want to hear that.
Do we have another resolution for Jody, for the city manager?
No, that was, we voted on it. We have to vote on it a second
I
time.
had a second time.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yes, we voted on it a second time.
that
All right,
that's-
any other
I do.
items? Come on.
Okay, so, following events are taking place. The Paulding County Chamber of Commerce is having a leadership luncheon at New Seasons on Thursday, complimentary lunch and an informative panel. Another event that's going on is a ribbon cutting on February 12th at 12 p.m. It is called Ven Alive. And that's with the Paulding County Chamber of Commerce. Another one for the Paulding County Chamber of Commerce is their nonprofit industry roundtable, which will be scheduled for 2/22, which is at Thursday. Another one on 2/27, Chamber of Commerce is providing the Spark panel, and this is going to be pretty interesting. On 2/27, pros and cons of our artificial intelligence. And on 2/28, the Paulding County Chamber of Commerce is doing the Chamber Max 101 for new potential members potential members to learn the benefits of being a Paulding County Chamber member. And of course, not of course, but on 2/29, the Paulding County Chamber of Commerce is doing the Healthcare Industry Roundtable. And I believe, Tyrone Griffin, no, you don't have one coming up. Actually, you do. I wrote it here.
All right.
The movie Till will be premiered and shown at the Rosenwald at 7 p.m. on Saturday. So the movie Till, free popcorn, free community event. Thank you, Mr. Griffin. And that's at 7 p.m. Oh, and one more, the Pastors Alliance. It's no longer called the Pastors Alliance. I don't know the new name, but on behalf of Chief and Pastor McGrady, these are the monthly meetings that they have with local leaders, and that will be held at the events place at 11:30 on the 29th. And that's all I got, folks.
I have one. Pastor Hines, happy birthday.
Thank you. I told you. Happy
It was
birthday.
on your marquee.
It is, they said, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. My
Anybody else have
husband's
any
was the
announcements?
fourth. Thank you.
May I have a motion on item number 12?
I make a motion to adjourn the regular session.
I second.
All in favor? Opposed? We're out of here.